All right, here we are. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's a pouring rain day. I'll show a little B-roll of what it looks like outside. We thought we'd just get online and talk a little shit about the cars and the industry, and yeah, just like go at it for half an hour or something like that.
Let's go at it.
Right on.
Cool, man. So yeah, we was hoping we could get out and drive a little bit today, but it's pretty much going to be raining for 2 days.
Yeah, right. Crap. So yeah, Saturday.
How's the Cayman doing?
Cayman's doing well. It's got an outside parking spot, unfortunately, so it's getting rained on. But yeah, it's doing well. It's a great car.
Are you still doing 1,000 kilometers a week on it?
No, not really. But I was there for a little bit. It's a pretty fun car to drive. So yeah, but no, I got to take it easy on the kilometers. Otherwise, the value is just tanking on it.
Yeah, this is Japan. Like, people don't drive cars here.
Yeah, right.
Which is good when you want to buy cars.
Right.
I kind of want to talk about today, actually.
Right. Yeah. Let's jump into that.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, we have close to, I think, like 15 cars on the fleet, right?
Right.
And they support both companies, Tokyo Supercars and Club Velocità.
Right.
And I personally own 3 of the cars that are on the platform. So I've got the McLaren 720S, which is pretty much our most popular car right now. And I have a Rolls-Royce Phantom as well, which is, it's kind of an awkward car to drive. I never drive it for personal use because you look a little bit of a tool driving around like a 12-foot boat in Tokyo that's just way too big. And it's a little bit of an older car as well, so it's that car will be really useful when hopefully we get back to normal and we have a lot of inbound business. So things like just pick airport pickups, other related like chauffeur services, I think, around town, which is something we're thinking about doing actually pretty soon, right?
Right, totally.
Expanding. But anyhow, so I've got the Phantom and the 720S. I also have the Alphard Executive Lounge. So that's really a family car, but it's really useful for airport drop-offs, pick-up, and it's probably the most comfortable car I've ever driven.
Right.
Like, not as suspension kind of comfortable as the Rolls-Royce, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I've heard really cool things about it. A couple friends use Uber, and Uber, of course, is the main. That's the main vehicle for Ubers, and it's like the dream. Yeah. It's like riding on a cloud.
Exactly. Have you driven my Alphard?
I haven't. No.
No, it's really, you should. Well, I guess some of the company members have. We did an experience for the Rugby World Cup just over like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we had like a couple of like VIP guests. They came into Japan and they were here for the World Cup. So they were having a lot of shortages of transport. So that was another big topic going into the Olympics, how they were going to meet the demand for all the activities.
Right.
Which sadly got destroyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we, hopefully, what's going on with the Olympics, by the way? Have you heard? I heard it's everyone's kind of like, it was all 100% going ahead pretty much a few months ago.
Yeah.
And then everything I've heard lately in the last few weeks is like, it's going to be hopefully postponed, not cancelled. But it seems to be a bit vague recently.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard. I heard the government seemed pretty confident that they're going to move forward with it. And I think a bunch of backlash came with that. Like, they seemed so confident at our highest peak of cases coming in. So it's just a bit of a weird situation. But
I think it's getting better. I heard that the cases are going down. That's what I heard yesterday.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Myself.
They are. Yeah.
What are they now in Japan and Tokyo?
I don't know right now, but they are going down. I looked a few days ago.
Yeah.
So
it's still remarkable how much lower it is here than, where my parents are in the UK, or is your family's in Canada, right?
My family's in Canada, yeah.
What's it like there? Is it blowing up there as well?
Well, my family lives on an island, Vancouver Island, so it's kind of separated from the main part of Canada. So
that's good.
Vancouver has it worse than the island has it. Yeah, they're lucky in that sense. but it is going up, and I think they have more cases than Japan in Canada. So
yeah, I think we're still pretty fortunate here.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
I'm starting to hear like more and more people that I know, like either like direct first degree connection people now are starting to get it, and hearing real like graphic stories of what they've had to go through and all the rest of it. So it's starting to feel a bit closer.
Right.
Like one of my my wife's company members came back to Japan, and she when she boarded the plane in the US, she didn't have it. So you tested before she got on the flight, and then arrived in Narita, and then basically her husband and her son, they all had to they got tested on the way in. And it was interesting. They got tested 3 times when they arrived, and twice I think they were negative, and then once they were positive, and then they all got. It was weird. Like even the testing sounds like it's not 100% foolproof, right?
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's scary. But anyway, so they got taken to like an airport near, a hotel near Narita Airport, and just quarantined, and just we were getting like, you know, minute by minute updates on like, you know, how the symptoms were developing and how she was feeling, and it just, I mean, it sounds very similar to the flu, right? But it's just not something you want to get. So anyway, we'll see what happens with these vaccines and all the rest of it. But going back to the cars, this year feels like similar to last year. Last year kind of started, actually last year in January and February, there wasn't, I think the year started normally. It was around like February, March that it all started to like implode. And like, that's when, you know, we knew that our business was going to really suffer.
Yeah.
And without any inbound tourists, like a lot of companies are kind of screwed, right?
Totally.
So, so last year I owned a total of 5 different cars, which were all used by the fleet. I had the Alphard, I had a Rolls-Royce Wraith, which that's an amazing car. I had the GTR Nismo, and then I had an MP412C, and I had one other car. I can't even remember. What was the other car? Do you remember?
G-Benz?
The G-Wagon, yeah, the G. So I had the G63. It was a bit of an older version, but still pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was,
So those 5, and then my expectation was like 2020 will be our record year, record bookings, record revenue, and we wanted to have enough cars to meet demand, right? Enough supply of cars.
Yeah.
And then, so last year happened, and essentially we had to go into super defense mode.
Yeah.
So car wise now so last year I consolidated. I went from 5 to 3.
Yeah.
And I essentially replaced 2 cars with 1, and then 2 cars with 1. So I replaced the Wraith and the G63 with the Phantom.
Right.
And I replaced the MP4 and the Nismo with the 720S.
Yeah.
And that was just a way to consolidate, like you save money on car tax, insurance, parking, and all of the other expenses, maintenance. So that was good. That was like part 1. This year, I'm still considering, like, I think I might consolidate from 3 to 2 personally. I'm not sure. I might just stick with 3. The Alphard is kind of the family car that we can also, you know, utilize on the platform as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with the Phantom or the 720S, I'm just kind of figuring out what the plan is for 2021. Like the 720S is like, I don't really want to lose that car. That's like, it still feels like a really rare car in Tokyo. It's performance wise is pretty much, apart from the 992 Porsche Turbo S, like, you know, any stock kind of car that's not tuned, it's still like the fastest in a straight line, technically, in a drag race. Not that we'll ever drag race really, but it's still a cool car to have, right? And it
gets a lot of attention for sure, like online and even in parking lots. Like we were at Tatsumi not long ago, and people are like all over that car. It's just so popular. It's so like eye-catching and different design. Yeah. So it's good for the business in that sense. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I really like the 2-tone spec. Like the MP412C I had was an orange, like a bright orange color, right? Which I kind of liked. It's kind of cool to have. I think a lot of McLarens are like that, and Lamborghinis. They're typically a bit wilder in their color spec. But
I think that you got to do that. Like like a Toyota SUV in a bright blue. It's like, I'm not sure about that. Like, but those Lambos and McLarens, like those cars almost have to be those kind of colors. Like, it's just so cool.
I don't know. I feel like if you own it yourself, or you want to like daily drive it, then it's questionable.
Right.
Like rolling with like a orange car, like an orange MP4 into like Tokyo American Club,
right.
Kind of look like an asshole, but
right.
I guess, whatever. But then I kind of like getting supercars in regular colors as well, because it's a bit more understated, but they're still, cool designs, cool performance, amazing sound or whatever.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
So, but with that 720, it's black and white, as you know, and two-tone, and it's pretty much got the max options you can get.
I'll throw a photo of it, like, as we're talking.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. And the other cars.
Yeah. So with that, it's got the what I really wanted. So when I was looking at the 720S and I was excited about it, like the one I got, it was actually from a celebrity. I can't remember the name of it. It's like his Japanese. I think he's like a bodybuilder, or maybe he's just in good shape because he's famous. I can't remember. But he was selling that car like pretty much at the peak of COVID, like at the bottom of every market. Like I think stock markets were like at the very bottom. And I got my wife to help me. It was like a Sunday. I remember it was like a Sunday like this, like pretty shit weather. And I just made a list on an Excel sheet of like 30 cars that I wanted. I think the 720S was at the top. I think the F40 Scuderia was next, and a few others. And my plan was just to call all the dealers and then offer them 10% below their asking price, like as an all-in price. That was it. Like, I will buy this car right now if you give me 10% off what you marked.
Right.
Take it or leave it. Right?
Yeah, good move, because everyone's mindset was like, oh crap, kind of thing at that time.
Yeah. It was just basically playing on everyone's insecurities and fears, right? Of like, am I going to sell another car in the next year because the economy is about to die?
Yeah, totally unknown.
It was,
good move, man.
So it was, it was good, man. It was funny because it didn't work. Like,
why?
It worked. Sorry, I should say it finally worked. So I got the car.
Yeah.
I got the McLaren 720S at like, I think 3 or 4 million yen less than any of the marked prices on the market.
Okay. Did you get the 10?
Cheap.
Or
I got 10%. Like, it went on for a week. They off the bat, I think they offered. I think the next day we called them back and they said, we'll take 5% less. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, because to be honest with you, like, it was still a big risk as well. Like, going out and spending money at the peak of like, an economic crash wasn't really logical, right? So I was totally. on one hand, I was like, well, I was trying to consolidate. So no one, like, they didn't know that. It was like, I kind of need to buy this in order to reduce my overall costs.
Right.
When I added up all of my costs for 2 cars versus 1, it made sense for me to buy something like that and actually reduce my total cost. But they didn't know that.
Right. And they probably didn't know. Maybe they did, but they probably didn't know you had a platform that you could actually use it, and it's like potentially pretty popular on that platform.
Yeah, they didn't really. I mean, I think when I met them, I told them about it or whatever. I can't remember why, but you're right. Like, there was more leverage on my side. Yeah. But then
but still a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. So they came back, and long story short, and they accepted 10%. And I think the reason is the guy that was selling the car through them, that celebrity dude, he wanted to replace that car through them. So they're probably making a decent margin on the sale of a new car.
I see.
As a trade-in, they probably just accepted, like, again, like, this is the end of the world. Who's buying and selling cars? I can't forecast our next sale. So in that sense, by selling to me with almost zero margin is what I guess they made. Yeah. But then to the seller who was buying a new car, they would obviously make a margin on that, right? Right. So anyway, so I did that. So yeah, man, that's where we're at now. So looking at 2021, I think definitely, like, whatever happens, I will replace at least one of my cars this year.
Yeah, cool.
It could even be both, man. Like I might replace the 720. Like it's still, you know, I probably want to get to the stage where I just have one supercar, which I'm using on the platform. But, you know, it's reaching a point now where I can't just forever be having multiple cars just for the business, right?
Yeah.
Because that's indirectly just investing a lot of money into a company. It adds up, basically.
Totally. And there's like a balance between some cars can appreciate, right, if you get the right model or spec or whatnot.
Right.
But then when you've got it on a platform that rents out and puts a lot of kilometers on it, it's like it kind of backfires that plan. Yeah. So it's a bit of a balance. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've had 16,000 kilometers on my 720S when I bought it.
Yeah.
It's now at 21 or 22,000.
Wow.
That's quite in a year. 6,000.
In a year. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, it's not done any ridiculous long distance driving. I think the furthest that it's been rented is to Hakone and back, which is 250k round trip.
Yeah.
I've probably played like golf like at least, I don't know, 5 to 10 times. Now that in retrospect, probably shouldn't have used it to go. It's not a golf car anyway. You look like an asshole turning up with like the golf bag in the passenger seat, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But it's not a GT golf car.
Right.
And that's why I missed the Wraith. The Wraith was like the perfect car because it's a Rolls Royce, it's smooth, it's big, you can like fit the golf clubs comfortably in. You can take passengers comfortably as well.
Yeah.
And then
and it's also a bit sporty.
Exactly. It's two-door. So driving the Phantom to the golf course, kind of more appropriate than the 720, but still like asshole territory because it's a 4-door like chauffeur car which you drive yourself.
Right.
And I'm not like the biggest guy in the world, so I kind of pop out of this monster and it's like kind of awkward, embarrassing.
Oh man.
So anyway, that's fine. So I'm thinking, I don't know.
So what happened? Well, what happened to that list? Like, is that list when you had 720 at the top?
Shit, that's a really good point. Let me check. I think I made a list on Excel. I bet I still have it somewhere. Let me just let's see if I've got it. Let's
cool.
Pull it up. Supercar. That's not a smart search criteria for me because I've got so much fucking supercar related stuff on there, right?
Wish list or
I would have just put super rental debt. No. Car list? Could it be car list? I'm trying to think right now. Oh, wait a minute. No. I can't find it. It could be on here as well under my notes. Shortlist of cars. I've got that. Yeah. So look, what I've been doing recently. Let's see what this comes up with. I'll just open some of these lists. I don't. Some of the cars won't be there anymore because they may have sold. But let me see how many of these are still on here.
Yeah, cool. I was just.
So what?
Yeah, go ahead.
What my theory is now, dude, none of these cars are. There's a couple that are on here. Like there's a 458 Italia. Yeah. And then, this is not working. So look, my strat, like you said, you were talking about cars that appreciate versus cars that depreciate, right?
Right.
I would say like 95% of the car purchases you make, you have to be prepared to lose money.
Right.
And I think one of the million things I would do if I could turn back time like a couple of years ago when I kind of got into all of this, I would probably have been a lot more selective about the cars I bought. And there would be, I guess, 2 main criteria. First are cars that I really like and, I'm excited about. I think I watched, do you watch that guy? He's on CarWow a lot doing the drag races.
Oh yeah.
His name's Yanni.
Yeah,
he's got like a rapping business in the UK.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's got really good content and a really cool channel. But anyway, he just sold his Taycan.
Oh, really? He just got that from what I
He got
remember.
a Taycan and he just sold it. He did a video like last week about the Taycan, and it was really interesting because it totally resonated with me. His exact description was like he didn't feel excited about getting in it. Like when he accelerated, when like he just kept saying, he kind of kept repeating himself. It's like it's a cool car. It's fast. It's this and that, but I'm just not excited. Like he's like, every time I get in the Aventador, I have like an adrenaline rush and like
interesting,
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think the kind of almost the spoiled car people that have owned quite a lot of cars, they reach that point of like really like, it's like, you know, first world problems. Like, does my fucking 0 to 100 car in sub to 3 seconds excite me enough? Like how fucking, you know, how ridiculous is that, right? But that's kind of what and I kind of understand that. So like if I could go back, I would look at a list that's, first of all, you get excited about driving, because now I don't really drive that much. Like back in the day, I was like driving the Lamborghini to like get milk and like whatever excuse, like just really shallow
one grocery at a time.
Shallow dopamine hits, like just you know, grabbing the Supercar for whatever it fucking to it, like going out for dinner for you know, excessively just so I could drive the cars. Really ridiculous. And now it's like, you know, I've got 2 kids. Like I probably drive once a month now, if that, when we do something together, or we do a drive or a club event, when we do events. So anyway, so yeah, man, I just want to get something that I'm excited about, that I personally like, but then I also want to get something that's not going to just fucking fall through the floor in price. And the way that car loans work in Japan, right? Like I financed all of the cars I bought with loans. It's so easy to buy cars in that sense, because you don't feel like you're really, it doesn't feel real. It's like you get 100% loan from a bank. All you're really paying are those monthly payments, right?
Yeah.
So you don't, it's almost like you don't see like the costs involved. All of the costs of initial ownership, or even when you sell the car, they get embedded into the loan structure. So whatever fees you're paying for like registration or I don't know, the dealer fee, that's all baked in. So what I really like learn, and I got kind of screwed on, and it's like I bought and sold so many cars in the last few years that it like, you just get fucked every time. Like you just get like marginalized literally from the dealer every time you buy and sell. And all of that kind of loss it kind of gets built into the loans, right?
Oh, interesting.
So partially anyway, like sometimes you have to pay off for like a lump sum when you buy or sell, if you put a deposit, or if you finish a loan. But sometimes to a degree you can carry over certain amounts of loans as well. So anyway, man, like my mentality now is like, I really want to get a car that doesn't die in value in the next whatever number of years. But ideally, I've been researching so much in the last 3 years of what are the cars that will at least hold their value. And then what are, like, you know, it's like betting on the stock market, right? Like what could take off in the next like 5, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Speaking of taking off, are you in Bitcoin at all?
No, I never. Like it was like 2013, 14. I had it on my like to-do list. Like I think it was one weekend I planned just to research how to get Bitcoin, and like it was so complicated. Like this is before they had like any exchanges or anything.
Right.
So you had to, I felt like at the time you had to almost be like have some form of technical expertise.
I think you're right there. It was definitely hard to get access to it, which is part of the problem. Like you need it to be accessible in order for it to actually go up in value. So But yeah, it's pretty interesting now. It hit $40,000, basically 4 million yen for one coin.
I think it's down now, isn't it?
It's down, yeah, down to 3.6. I've been watching it pretty closely.
It's 3.4 million right now, so it's creeping up again. Hey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was at 3.2 last night.
Day. It went down to 30 on Friday the 22nd.
Okay.
Wait a minute, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that means it
$10,000 drop.
In the last month, it hit 4.2 mil, then went to 3.5, back up to 4, down to 3.1, and now it's back to 3.4. That is crazy volatility. Hey.
Yeah, it's nuts. Now, like, there is some money to be made there if you're like, you know, paying attention to it and you're willing to like part within a few days. But I still think the value of Bitcoin is so low relative to gold, or like, I mean, gold is what we based our currencies off of, and we all use those currencies now.
Well, gold it's not based on gold anymore, right?
No, it's not.
But, it was originally.
Yeah, right. And so I still think it's got, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see $1 million for one Bitcoin in the next 10 years kind of thing. So it's
$1 million.
$1 million per coin. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if the market cap gets even close to gold, then it will overtake that, right?
Yeah.
So the kind of long-term bulls on Bitcoin is saying like 100,000 is inevitable.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the moment there's so much stimulus going on. So anything that's not denominated in currency, like Bitcoin, gold, like real estate markets, even like IPOs, right? If you look at like how much, like, I think it was an Airbnb valued at something horrific, like, is it like 45 billion or something? Airbnb value. It was nuts. What was the IPO? Do you know? $100 billion value.
Yeah, 100 billion market cap.
Yeah. So anyway, like all of that stuff is like, apparently it's, I mean, there's some contrarians that like don't believe in all this shit, and they're like, it's these are companies that aren't making any money, like DoorDash, Airbnb. They're all like making a loss, but they're valued at just a massive multiple of their earnings,
right?
And revenue. But anyway, going back to cars, like cars have gone like there's been pockets of like this how can I say, like bubble related appreciation this year.
Okay.
So there's definitely, so what we saw was March of last year, similar to the stock market, was the bottom. I got the 720S then. And now I think if I sold it, I may at least break even, if not make a profit, even though I put miles on the car, right?
Wow, cool.
So that was another consideration. I'm just kind of tired of losing money.
I hear you.
On cars. So cars that I'm thinking of getting. So the first one is, should I just show you some of the cars then?
Was there a Ferrari recently that, I think Marco may have mentioned it to me. There was a Ferrari that was selling new. You could buy it from them. And it was like 400,000 or something. And it went up to $1 million because it was like a limited model.
I'm not sure. Where was that, in Japan or just globally?
Globally. I don't think it was the Pista, because they made quite a few of those, I think. But there was apparently a Ferrari recently that you could buy it new for 400, and it went up to, I think the value was worth it about $1 million nowadays. But the 918, the Porsche 918 was a similar situation, a higher entry level at like $800,000, but now 2.2 million for the car. So there's at
that level, there's like, sadly, I'm just not at that level where I can get cars at that price.
Right.
I think there's I would say my budget is around like, I would say like 200, like 20 to 25 million.
Right.
Or up to that amount. So even lower than that, even if it's like 15 million, so $150,000 to 250,000 is what I'm looking at. So like this website is Car Sensor Edge. Do you use it? Do you know about this website?
I don't know Edge. I know Car Sensor, but no, I haven't seen Edge.
I think Edge is like, I think Car Sensor, I think is like the, you know, mass market,
Mainstream. Yeah, okay.
regular kind of cars. I think that they go up to a certain budget. These are like essentially like luxury supercar level.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so it's quite a cool UI because it shows you like this is Lamborghini, and it just shows you like the different cars and like photos, and then how many are for sale on this website in the market, right?
Mm.
So you've got the Aventador. So yeah, the Aventador is interesting because that's starting, like if you look at these, so there's 69 Aventador coupes for sale, and then we basically look, holy shit, so that's an SVJ, so that's $700,000. That's pretty badass, isn't it? That's pretty much a brand new Aventador SVJ. That would be cool. Yeah.
That's again crazy color.
Fucking hell, man, that draws you in. I really like the rims on that.
Yeah, hey.
The gold rims.
Yeah, that is unreal car,
shit,
man.
Yeah, that would be cool. This is basically brand new, 164 kilometers.
Oh wow.
So it's a year old.
So yeah, okay.
It's 2020, yeah. So it's a year old now. But anyhow, so if you search by, let's go to the cheapest Aventador. This is where I am with my budgetary.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's the only way to
start with
search.
the cheapest. So there's a couple of, going back to our debate on colors, right? I think Lamborghini's in that group, right? If you get a Lambo, no one really gets a white or black Lambo. Although I think, going back to that conversation, I think it's cool to get like to own and drive regularly a Lamborghini. I think a black or white is fine. And I kind of like, I've always liked black, just all black, right?
Yeah.
But this one, cool. This looks okay. This could be, it's got the word forged in it, so I'm guessing there's some aftermarket shit going on here.
Yeah.
But look, this is a kind of bog standard Aventador. It looks like it's got like aftermarket rims. I think
that right? Wing on the back might be.
And the wing, yeah, on the back. Oh, it's Sky Timeless. We have a partnership with them. They'll probably give us a discount.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this doesn't look like the Tokyo branch. But anyway, yeah, something like this, I may be able to get. If I can put in an offer and I get away with it.
Right.
That could be an option. So an Aventador would probably be on the list, hey?
Yeah, I mean, those are badass cars.
Look, that's only got 10,000 kilometers. That's pretty. 7-year-old car that's driven 10,000 kilometers.
Hey, wow.
Shit, that's just Japan though, right?
Right.
And Sky Timeless is reputable. This is in Kobe. So these guys, this is definitely like a local dealer car.
Okay.
Again, those rims, I just don't like those rims. What do you think?
No. I don't like them either.
Yeah.
A car at like this level, like you got to respect the design that the factory put on. Like, yeah, that's my taste on these kind of things.
Agreed. Yeah, look at the this one. Looks pretty cool. I quite like this yellow with black rims.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that we saw a yellow Huracan at Tatsumi. Nice. You remember that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
it was pretty sweet. Was cool. Yeah.
No, wait, wasn't that an Aventador? That was an Aventador, man. That was a brand new Aventador.
No, it was a baby blue Aventador.
Oh, you're
like
right,
a Miami blue, and then a yellow Huracan. But the two of them together, they looked sweet. The color was, they're just so bright.
That exhaust looks like it's done a bit of mileage. So look, this is not bad. 21,000 is not awful. Again, this could be an import though, huh?
Oh yeah.
You don't get navigation options in. Okay, I think this is from the Middle East. Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. That's a bit of a giveaway.
Those are your choices. Wow.
That was a clue that this car's been imported from. So this has probably done donuts on the sand.
Right.
Yeah. That's okay. Maybe not that one. Yeah. So you want to. That's another thing. If you're looking for cars in Japan, you want to look at like local dealer cars. So pretty much you've got Korns and Rossa Scudero for Ferrari. They're the official Ferrari dealers.
Okay.
If you get import cars, the basic issue is that you may not get them serviced. And you don't necessarily know the service history. They could be a bit dodgy.
Right.
But yeah, man, Aventador would be badass, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, man. Those are very cool cars. They're pretty big, hey?
Yeah. Again, is that aftermarket? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think that is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like that either. I mean, yeah, it's definitely big, but it's you know, we need another Lamborghini in the lineup. I think is one
Right.
point, and then oh my god, there's so many sub 30. Well, one, two, I guess there's 5 Aventadors for sale that are sub 300,000.
This is the coupe too, right? Like hard top.
That's true. Yeah, this one looks good. It's only 0.9. Wow. So yeah, you would have to.
2011, 0.9. Wow.
I quite like these rims look, I think, genuine, right?
Yeah, I
What do
think
you think?
so.
These aren't aftermarket. You can just tell in the texture. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Lambo for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty nice. So that yeah, 2011. These Aventadors have been around. Was it 2010 they came out? I think, or maybe 11. I think it was 2011.
Was it
This would be the
11?
first edition. I think so. I think the Murcielago went up to 2010
Okay, yeah.
or 9, and this was the the successor for the Murcielago. Anyway, so yeah, that's one option, the Aventador. But if we run back to
Yeah, 2011 it looks like.
but you also let's have a look quickly at the oh shit, are we all right with time, by the way? Because Marco's going to be expecting us to jump on
Oh
a
yeah,
call soon.
we should probably wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we just look at a few more, or should we? Just
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So the Aventador Roadster.
It's interesting. Like this is how you find. Like this really is how you go car shopping in Japan, which is kind of funny. Like I mean, I guess most people are like that, but in Canada, I mean, I guess it's pretty similar. But yeah.
See, for 5 mil more, so well, we saw. What did we see? 27, right? Was the cheapest one that looked acceptable? I think it was 27.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know if they're. I think one of them was definitely from the Middle East, which is not desirable. But yeah, man, it looks like, so the cheapest Roadster looks like around 35. So that's a good benchmark. You're basically having to pay 5 to 8. Oh, what? Oh, sorry, that just scared me. I thought that was a Mercedes. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Yeah, so this would be the ultimate. This would be cool. Getting a Roadster. I quite like that pearl white color.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that's got. I'm pretty sure a year ago when I looked, it was even cheaper than this. So this shows like the Aventador Roadsters are holding their value, and they probably won't depreciate so much.
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean that could be an option to get rid of the Phantom and the 720S and just get an Aventador Roadster.
How did you like Lambos? Like your favorite is Ferrari or Lambo in the Italian space?
My favorite is Ferrari for sure.
Yeah, hey.
But we already had, like, again, like for the purpose of like, you know, something I like, something that you know won't drop in value too much. I think a Aventador Roadster is probably a good bet.
Right.
But then, yeah, I'd rather get a Ferrari. Let's just quickly look at the Huracan Spider, because that's another option. So Aventador Roadster is one.
Yeah, Huracan starting Spider, at about 35.
35 mil. So 39 for sale in Japan. I quite like gray. That would be a really cool color.
That is a cool color.
So the thing about Lambo, man, the Huracan platform has just been rinsed. So since 2016, they made the Huracan, and then they made the Performante, and now they've got the Evo. Yeah. So they've basically made 3 cars all on the same platform.
And didn't they just come out with another one that you went and saw?
That was the STO. That was
right.
Is it the STO?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous. That's like a different platform. That's the stripped out fast version of the Evo.
Crazy.
So it's like what the Speciale is for the 458, right?
Right. Yeah. Crazy.
Anyway, so look, 10 million yen cheaper, $100,000, and a Huracan Spider.
Right.
That's quite good value, isn't it?
That is crazy. 10,000 K.
See that, like this, maybe what stands out to me looking at this? Oh shit, I quite like this one. Wow, this is pretty much brand new, dude. 3,000 kilometers. Going back to what I said, I really like all black and black. Look at that. I think it's a black matte finish. I don't think that's a wrap. Or it could be a wrap. Who knows? Is that a wrap, do you reckon?
I don't think so.
Imagine that. That looks pretty badass.
Yeah, that's super sweet.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's on the short list for sure. So look, let's just say it's around 25. Oh, that's quite nice as well. Look at that. Yeah. Not even that. Like, there's a lot of. See, I think I prefer the Hurricane. Just looking at this, it's just smaller and more nimble. It's you know, the problem with the Aventador is it's single clutch as well.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah,
I guess so, because of the year, hey.
Yeah, the technology is worse, and like single clutch like that kills the car over time. Have you driven an Aventador before?
No, I haven't.
I've driven a few, and like something, they're so delicate. Always, there's similar to like some of the like the MP4 I had and some of the Astons I've driven.
Yeah.
There's certain years where it just always has a light on for something. There's always stuff going wrong.
Interesting.
So last thing we should, Marco's waiting for us, so let's just cut it short soon, or maybe continue another time. But basically, talking about Ferraris, right?
Right.
So I think my priorities would be, I think a Lambo, like roadster. So either the Aventador or the Hurricane, let's say, would be up there. But then starting to go into the territory of what is a good bet for the future. I think the 458s, like they're the last of the NA in that platform, the 488, and then the Tributo since are not NAs, right? But they've just produced so many of them. Like if I'm able to get a 458 Spider or 458 Italia at a relatively low mileage and don't drive it, I think that could be a good investment. Where it's not it probably will drop value, to be honest. It's not. I shouldn't say it's a good investment, but what would definitely, I think definitely be a good investment is the Scuderia. Let's find the Scuderia. F430 Scuderia here. F430 Scuderia. So this is the track version, or the fast stripped out version of the 430, right?
Right. Good looking car.
Holy shit, look at that one. That looks nice.
Wow.
Holy shit, it's quite, okay, let's just go.
2008, huh?
Wow. So, okay, that's kind of high mileage for Japan. Look at this though. Look, this is a 2009 Scuderia, 0.9 Ks and 21.3. I don't know if this is an import car, but this is pretty much mint condition. And
that is a good looking car, man.
Yeah. So it's got the stripe here, which is one kind of way you identify that, right? And I really like the rims on this as well. But it's pretty much inside is all stripped out, or it's like carbon, pretty much. Carbon doors inside. It's pretty nice. Oh, fuck, what have we done? Oh, that's better, isn't it? Look at that. That's crazy. Cool. It's like Alcantara and just carbon everywhere.
Yeah, wow.
And then, so what's cool about this is you see the LEDs here. Where the LED lights come. That's an option on the 458, and you know you don't really want to be getting one without that. That for me anyway, that adds to the overall experience.
Right.
But the 430, so standard, I guess. 430 doesn't have LEDs on the steering wheel. The only version that does is the Scuderia. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, interesting.
I would be excited to drive this car. I don't really like the steering wheel compared to the 458. It's just a bit more clunky, right? It's bigger. If you look at the newest Ferraris, they're a lot thinner in the steering wheel, which I kind of like, but this is cool. So one of the things about the Spider is you couldn't see, when I had the 458 Spider, you couldn't see into the engine bay. But this one you can. It's got like a glass. I wonder if they've got a photo of it. That's the front. I quite like the rims. Like,
yeah, those are nice.
but this
Classic.
spec is pretty good, man. I don't know if it's a dealer car. I hope it is, but for that price, apparently these cars are going up globally in price. So I think this could be not something I'd want to rent out, honestly, on the platform much. It would be, you know, another thing we're thinking of really driving forwards in the next few years is this kind of like owners club sharing service, where, you know, we don't really want to be sharing to non-owners as much, just for insurance implications and just generally, right? I think that's one direction we're thinking of. But yeah, let's have a look at that white one quickly and we can call it a day. But look, this is another one. I really like this one on the listed.
That is cool.
These
man.
Yeah, these are the Ferrari
gold wheels.
This is not aftermarket. So Ferrari, for the 458 and the 430, well, pretty much all the Ferraris have a gold rim option. And it looks really good in black. Red as well. Red is, there's one I'll show you that it's got gold and red. This would be like, I would be excited to drive this every day.
That is a sweet car, man.
Look at that.
Look at the exhaust coming out the back, hey? Jeez. Just like...
Yeah. I just love the black and then the gold rims.
It's classy.
Cool.
I wish these stripes were also gold. You see that?
These are aftermarket?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
That kind of pisses me off. I don't really like you were saying, I don't really like anything that's aftermarket with, this is a Corns dealer car, which is good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But dude, this is just mint condition.
Yeah. Yeah, at these level of vehicles, any custom is...
Clutch wear already used. Okay, I don't know. I guess that's good that they fixed the clutch.
It's a single clutch too, obviously, 2009.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this would be something like, it's 19,000. So this has a bit more Ks on it. I think that's another one with gold rims. Let's have a look. Can you text Marco quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, just 2 seconds.
I think, look, there's another black one with gold rims. This one looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I like the stripe matching the rim color. Look at
that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good option as well. Look, the white and the gray stripe really looks good, because that becomes a lot more overstated now with the white, which I quite like. The grille really stands out as well.
Yeah.
That looks good. Wow, this is nice. Just paint the rims gold, hey.
Yeah, do you do that? What's your stance on that?
That's kind of like acceptable in the sense that it's not like an aftermarket part.
Yeah.
It's just, as long as the color matches what the option wheel rim, the gold rims are, I would be okay with that. Are you not accepting that?
I don't know. I'm a purist. I guess I'm a purist on that one.
I would be as well, but again, I think these rims do come in gold, but this guy just didn't flex the option.
Right.
Dude, this looks like brand new. I think they're just catching me out with the photography here. But yeah, look. So F430 Scuderia, Hurricane Spider are like probably my first 2 options. But then we haven't had a lot of time. But I would consider the Z8 as well.
Z8, Corvette, yeah.
No, that's the BMW. Check this out.
Huh?
These
Z8?
these have been consistently increasing in price in the past few years. There's only 5 for sale in Japan right now. So look, going back to the criteria, right? The Scuderia, they only made 2,000 of them. Oh,
I know this car. Okay, yeah.
You know this car?
Yeah.
So let's look at one. Oh, look, they didn't have prices. Okay, I think this is not the Alpina edition. I think these are Alpina wheels, but let's just check.
Okay.
Let's just double check. I think me and one of my friends were like investigating this in detail. And I think what we realized was they stuck Alpina wheels on here, and they're fucking charging you like a huge markup, but this is not an Alpina. It's bullshit.
It looks like Ben's like SLS, like with the gull-wing doors kind of thing. Similar body style.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me just open. Why doesn't this allow me to? Oh, okay, here we go. See, I really like the interior because this is a 20-year-old car, but look how well it's aged. Like they just designed this. It was very curved in terms of the design, both interior and exterior.
Interesting.
And it's just aged so well, right? It's a fairly powerful car. It's quite small, and I think they're all convertibles as well.
Hard top convertible, or both, or what's going on there?
What happened? This looks a bit dodgy. It kind of went from being a hard top to a soft top in the same photos. Okay, some questionable stuff going on, but I don't think this is an Alpina, but I think it's got Alpina wheels.
Right.
But still, low kilometers, manual as well, which is kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having a manual, but dude, no one's going to rent this car. Right. It's not rentable.
Yeah.
Black does look good as well. I think this has Alpina wheels as well.
It is a unique car. You think they're going up as well?
I'm pretty sure they've been going up. I think when we started a company a couple of years ago, and I was really like just looking at this every day. Yeah. This was on my short list. I really like the SLS as well until I drove it.
It wasn't 20 million when they were new, obviously.
I think they were like 12 to 15 million, if I don't remember wrongly.
Yeah.
This might be an Alpina. Well, maybe not actually, sorry. I forget now what was the distinction between the Alpina, but look, this is pretty nice. I mean, 4.1, 41,000 kilometers by Japan standards is high.
Right.
However, by global standards, that's not too bad. This is just new on the market. I've not seen this on the market before. Look at that, man. This is nice. Look, just keep that in a garage for 10 years, and I think that should go up in price, no?
I see where you're coming from. It's a
Let's
unique
see how many
thing.
they produced.
Styles in the middle.
That was the other thing.
Right.
Z8 production numbers. I'm pretty sure the Z8. How many Alpina? They only made 555 Alpinas.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, so getting an Alpina Z8 is definitely a decent investment, but 5,700 of the regular were made.
Yeah.
And remember,
3,000. Yeah, I see. Yeah. 3,000 for the world, and 225 for the.
It's a total 5,700, but we're just 555 ever made. Yeah. 450 in the US. There's probably only, I don't know, 5, 10 at max Alpinas in Japan, right?
Right.
So I don't know. That's another option. And let's look at like the 458 Italia. So let's see. 7,000 per year. Yeah. So when you think about that, and then if you look at the Scuderia, the 430 Scuderia, not
Italia, right?
Sorry, it's just shit.
Good enough, I think.
Yeah. So the 16M is the convertible version, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, let me just change this here. Okay, how, no, it's not showing. I'm pretty sure it was 2000. I did this before, but let's just double check. Okay, this is not a good source. Can you find it or no? Okay, here we go.
Let's see. The 16M has 499 total.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. How about the?
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
1,500 in all. I just saw. I agree.
Yeah, looks like 2,000 or 1,500, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, that's still not bad, but
Right.
the Z8 555. I think that's got to be a potential winner.
Right.
Yeah. So that's probably, maybe the Z8. If I can still afford to roll with two cars, I think it would be the Z8. The smart move would be to get a Z8 and a Scuderia, but neither would really rent out. I think a balanced option. I'm not sure about these rims. They're a bit too shiny, aren't they? A balanced option would be one of the Z8 or the Scuderia and a Hurricane Spider.
Yeah, right.
So
I would do the Scuderia because thinking 1,500 or 2,000, some of them are obviously gone or crashed or whatever happened to them. So you're probably in and around 1,000 or something like that. That's pretty good for worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Well, yeah, it's good to I could do this for hours, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Me too.
We just literally looked at 4 cars
in an hour.
This long. Like, this is where I used to just ruin my life. I'd spend like 2 or 3 hours just going through Car Center and just fucking ruining my life. Not worth it.
Right on. Well, yeah, I guess let's wrap it up here. We got to jump into another meeting. And
Marco's waiting for us.
Yeah, Marco's waiting for us. Anybody who, if you made it this far in this video of our rant and online shopping, make sure to check out tokyosupercars.com. You can see our cars that we do have available, and join us on any experiences. We go to Daikoku, Tatsumi, Hakone, anything like that, or you can just rent a car out yourself and enjoy the city or whatever you feel like. So yeah, thanks, Roman. And
cool, mate.
We'll move on to our next meeting.
All right.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.